Well, hello, everyone. It's
Hello.
great to have such a uh, large audience today. And it's wonderful that UACU is able to put this conference, make this possible at such an auspicious time in the history of Ukraine. Uh, a lot of us who are not Ukrainians, I believe, are totally amazed at the dynamics of how the Ukrainian people, the public, has risen to the challenge. And it's and because of the challenge of the war and the success that Ukraine has demonstrated and is demonstrating and will continue to demonstrate, not just in the defense of the nation, but actually in the whole dynamics of the growth and the future growth of the nation. It will be this spirit which will carry Ukraine forth successfully as an economic engine in Europe, an economic engine that the other European nations will enjoy benefits from through engagement, and thereby making all of Europe stronger and more secure. You know, there's a saying in the business of real estate: location, location, location.
Right.
Ukraine's location is paramount to not only its importance and success, but indeed to the importance to the whole world. And the Ukrainian people have shown that not only can they rise to the occasion to the defense of their nation against what has been presented as a much larger force, but the reality is Ukraine has delivered day in and day out for the last almost 400 and almost 50 days now. This means that Ukraine, in doing this, in being able to stand its ground and now to push the invaders out of Ukraine, and it will take time, but it's simultaneously, we are going to be seeing the economic revival of Ukraine through every single facet of what Ukraine will need to become that economic engine, not only for the people of Ukraine, but also for the people of Europe and the rest of the world. We're all incredibly aware of the reality that Ukraine has played historically, being called the breadbasket of Europe, being called the breadbasket then of the world. Ukraine has historically provided better than a third of the grain to the world. This is incredibly important in terms of food security. Remember, I said location, location, location. So while, of course, it's important for other nations to support and respect Ukraine's insistence and defense of its land, of its territory, the reality is it's in the self-interests of other nations and for the world, for making sure that Ukraine is sound and safe, and because of its location and because of food security to the world.
Mm-hmm.
Ukraine must succeed, and therefore the others, the other nations in supporting Ukraine understand this Yes, they are supporting Ukraine because it's the right thing to do. But the reality is they must support Ukraine because of food security. They must support Ukraine so that the Black Sea, not just for Ukraine, but for all the other nations, have access. This is not just a little lake. This is the Black Sea. It's an important body of water, and therefore it's important to all of the nations involved. So, what must Ukraine now do? It is in the process, and I'm happy to say, I believe, going in the right direction of being able to address how to secure the immense amount of multilateral funding that would be available to Ukraine when Ukraine puts together a process which addresses accountability and transparency. With that put into place, and that process is starting to be addressed now, and I'm glad to say I am part of that process in getting it sort of off the ground. I'm hopeful that Ukraine will take every step that is going to be advised with collaborating organizations to make sure that Ukraine can access this significant funding from the multilaterals. Therefore, Ukraine will have access at various stages for various projects, literally at the end, cumulatively, hundreds of trillions of dollars. Now, this is not going to happen all at once. It will be in various projects, in various tranches to accomplish this. It'll be for every single conceivable societal sector, not just roads, not just planes, not just ports, not just buildings. It will be for society, for addressing all of those individuals who have literally, society has suffered because of this war that has been waged on Ukraine by Russia. So with Ukraine addressing it's how it will process and how it will organize a process for addressing accountability and transparency, then the multilaterals will be able to move forward with Ukraine to provide the funding necessary to do what Ukraine needs to do for economic recovery and what the world wants Ukraine to do, because the world needs Ukraine. Location, location, location. So folks, it's a lot to do, a lot to address. My abstract starts with the cultural terms of what Ukraine needs to overcome, basically, which is the 444 years of its history and how to come to a new point in its history. And you're already on the way with the success of the military, and that success will translate because it's the same people who will become the success for the economic engine of Ukraine. It can happen, guys, and I'm watching it happen, and I'm amazed, and I think other people are amazed too. Thank you very much for organizing this today.